All right, let's talk OBJ. Dan Orlovsky, ESPN and NFL analyst, has gone on a rant for 2 days now. The guy will not give it up. That he believes that Odell Beckham Jr. fits perfectly with the Pittsburgh Steelers. It started on Get Up, then it went to the Pat McAfee show. His reasoning behind it is that the Steelers have a young quarterback who is cheap, and they already have talent, but you need as much talent as possible to win in the AFC. His reasoning is if you don't have an explosive offense in the AFC, you cannot win, which I agree with. He says that Deontay Johnson, George Pickens, Najee Harris, Pat Freiermuth, and Odell Beckham Jr. is a mix that gives the Steelers an actual chance with Kenny Pickett. Do you agree with that? Do you think that Odell Beckham is the answer here for the Pittsburgh Steelers? That just he's a guy that you, after a year off of football, you're just like, yeah, well, this guy could come in here and he's worth whatever type of money because he makes the team instantly better.
I don't know if he's worth whatever kind of money, but he does make the team instantly better. I still think he's got it. I still think he could be a good player. That's just I don't know. I feel like his skills are kind of not never going to die, but
yeah.
I don't know.
He's got the hand. He's not old. He's
right.
Like what, 32? 30 years old. He's only 30 years old.
Right. Like
yeah,
his
he's still got plenty of time.
Right. I think in a vacuum, yeah. OBJ obviously makes your team that much better and gives Kenny that's the best. That would be automatically the best target that Kenny's ever thrown with. Or the best pass catcher. Yeah. The thing that so there's an injury history there, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there's pretty significant injury history there. I don't know. So it just seems like it would seem like a desperation move for a team that doesn't need it.
Why don't you think they need it?
Well, not that doesn't need it, but like they don't need to shovel a bunch of money into a big time receiver. Like I guess if it's a 1-year deal or something like that, but
yeah, but I don't think I think OBJ is going to get a deal bigger than a 1-year deal. So I agree with you. I don't think it would be a 1-year deal. I think it would be a little bit longer.
Right now, I don't really know. I think he's a fine player, but I wouldn't want to attach my wagon to OBJ for more than a year.
Yeah, especially at a price tag, an expensive price tag.
Right, and I feel like they've created some cap space for themselves this year, but I don't know. Next year things start to get serious. You know what I mean? Like next year is when they really have to start to compete. We talked about their window the other day. Like the window is open now, but
but next year is the year. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I agree. Next year is you should win a Super Bowl in 2024. I agree. That's just in the time frame of a rookie quarterback, a good rookie quarterback on a good team. I agree. I don't know. He does make the team better, but like, does he make the team that much better compared to going out and drafting somebody or signing other guys that are still on the market that could possibly just come in here and be smaller fillers? I don't know, like a McCole Hardman's still on the market. Like, does OBJ make a team that much better than McCole Hardman, Deontay Johnson, and George Pickens? Like, right. I don't know.
If you're going to spend that kind of money, I'd go for McCole Hardman over.
Yeah, he's younger. He's younger. He's going to be cheaper. There's not the risk there. There's not the attention there. And the attention is both good and bad because I think on the field, you take a lot of pressure away from George Pickens. They give Odell Beckham. I see where Orlovsky's coming from when it comes to if Odell Beckham's on the field and so is Deontay Johnson and so is George Pickens, you can't double team anybody. You just got to say, well, we'll run with somebody. You know, everybody, safety's going to cover over the top of whoever they pick, but somebody else is going to be wide open. You know, or the running lanes are going to be wide open, or Calvin Austin Jr. is going to have, or Calvin Austin III is going to have a phenomenal season, or Pat Freiermuth's going to catch 100 touchdowns. I get all that, but it doesn't really give you like any room to continue to build this offense because I think once Odell Beckham's in place, you don't really have the need to go draft a wide receiver because what are you going to play that wide receiver off the bench and just say, well, you'll get time when Odell's off the field here. No worries about it. Or do you just use Odell in the slot and then you get somebody on the outside? And then I just think it opens up a lot of questions that the Pittsburgh Steelers do not want to answer, that they have no interest in answering.
Right. And I think it's not forward. It's not a forward. It wouldn't be a forward thinking move in the way that it needs to be. like OBJ is a rental, and it means you're kind of putting all your eggs in one basket for next year. As opposed to if you draft someone, you draft a really talented guy, and then you maybe keep that window open a little bit longer. With OBJ, you're going all in on 1 year, and if it doesn't work, you're in a tough spot.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you just are signing Odell to say, well, we're going to see how good Kenny could be in 2023, like that's cool. I get it. Does Odell want to do that? I don't think so. Does Kenny want to do that? I mean, maybe, but I think if you gave Kenny the choice of drafting Jordan Addison or signing Odell Beckham, he's going to pick Jordan Addison because he's going to say, this is a guy that I could build with. This is a guy that we could turn this into, because Kenny sees it realistically like everybody else. He's a competitor. He wants to win a Super Bowl this year, just like the rest of the Pittsburgh Steelers do. But if you're being realistic, he realizes that this is a long-term adventure. This is not, I have 4 years to do whatever I want to do with the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is, how good can this team be for the next 10 years? Because I'd like to win multiple Super Bowls in the next 10 years. I don't see Kenny Pickett ever being the guy that says, give me $55 million a year. I don't ever see Kenny Pickett being the guy that says, I will not, play because the money isn't right. I see Kenny Pickett being a guy that says, I want to win a bunch of Super Bowls. And I think that he doesn't win a bunch of Super Bowls with Odell Beckham. He might win a couple Super Bowls with a rookie, like, even if it's not this year, maybe it's next year, maybe it's the year after. And that's the other thing is, what does Odell bring that a guy who you took in the first round shouldn't bring a year from now? I don't think it's that much different, but I get the point. Like I get where he's coming from. I think Orlovsky's kind of just attached his horse to something and said, all right, we're just going to ride this out
for the rest of the offseason.
This is my narrative. Yeah. It's the Filipponi. It's the, it's all those people who just like are like, well, Taylor Lewan, man, he's coming to the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's like, I get it. Like you could do that. It does make a little bit of sense. It doesn't make enough sense to ride it out, but it makes a little bit of sense, I guess. I don't know. Bad move. I think we both agree with that one.